Montgomery Lightning McQueen, before becoming the hotshot we all know and love, started his racing career at the Fast Track Race Academy. From the beginning of Cars 1, we learn that McQueen is not really good at making friends.
Friends? Yes, there's,
But at the racing academy, he had a best bud named Carl. They helped each other throughout their racing journey, but that all changed at the final race of the season. A race that offers sponsorship to race in the Piston Cup series. Carl told McQueen his tires' lug nuts were loose and he offered his help to tighten them. Of course, that was a big lie, and Carl actually loosened them. This resulted in Carl winning the sponsorship and McQueen having to retire from the race. From that day, McQueen became the loner and selfish guy we met at the start of the first movie. After promising to never get close to anyone again, he went on to dominate the following year, breaking the Academy record. Due to all that, the other students came up with a nickname for him, calling him Lightning. McQueen is eventually discovered by an agent called Harv, who gets him a sponsorship at a deodorant company called Smell Swell that has ties to the Piston Cup. Due to the company's low budget, his transporter Snyder was not really a professional and didn't have great skills in coordination. Because of that, Lightning McQueen had to stay up all night to prevent him from getting lost. This resulted in a bad performance from McQueen because he was constantly tired, and things didn't become better for him. In complete opposition to his Racing Academy nickname Lightning, which he initially tried to carry into his professional career, he quickly earned the new moniker Bulldozer in his racing league, thanks to his brash and aggressive driving style. Over time, he embraced the name, refusing to acknowledge any flaws in the way he raced. Not long after that, McQueen was approached after one of his races by a red truck named Mac, who was a big fan of the upcoming talent. Mac offered his service of transporting McQueen. Also, he told him he knew a transporter that works in the Piston Cup and he could arrange a meeting with the big teams. After being rejected by lots of the big teams, Mac told McQueen a team called Rust-eze could help. However, due to McQueen's intolerance for rusty vehicles, he rejected them immediately.
No!
Following the conclusion of the 2004 Piston Cup season, Rust-eze racer Old Number 1, hailed by fans as one of the greatest racers of all time alongside the King, decides to retire after a crash in his final race. Rusty and Dusty soon announce that they are searching for a new driver to carry the Rust-eze brand forward. When Mac informs him about a potential sponsorship in the Piston Cup, Bulldozer McQueen grabs the opportunity and immediately walks away from Smell Swell. After Rust-eze introduced their new racer with number 95 for the 2006 Piston Cup season, McQueen finished third behind the King and Chick Hicks in his first race. The King could only describe McQueen's renewed speed and agility as being like lightning. The nickname quickly caught on, both on the racetrack and in the public eye, forever establishing him as Lightning McQueen. Not long after, McQueen claimed his first victory in just his 5th race of the season, even if he won with a little luck due to his tires giving up in the last second, unlike his opponents that had to pit earlier. That same season, McQueen, the King, and Chick Hicks came to the final race of the season with equal points. That was the King's final season, and the goal for McQueen and Chick was to take his place after his retirement. However, due to McQueen's attitude, he again made a mistake, which resulted in a 3-way tie between the Piston Cup contenders. It was announced that the 3 racers would compete in a tiebreaker at the Los Angeles International Speedway. On his way to the track, he fell out of Mac's trailer and got completely lost. And while trying to find Mac, he got himself in an almost abandoned town called Radiator Springs. In a complete panic, he ripped out the asphalt and was sentenced to repair it. Throughout his whole stay there, he met 3 of the most important people who would completely change him forever. Mater, the one who helped him regain his trust in other people and became his best friend. Sally Carrera, his love interest. And the most important person for his character development, Doc Hudson, also known as the fabulous Hudson Hornet, a legendary racer who won the Piston Cup 3 times in 1951, 1952, and 1953. The moment Lightning McQueen did his job in repairing the town's road, Doc Hudson called the Piston Cup to get him in time for the final race. After arriving at the track, McQueen was still a bit sad, which resulted in a bad performance at the start of the race, even causing him to almost crash. That all changed the moment he heard Doc's voice on the radio, realizing that the old man was back in the racing world, taking the place as McQueen's crew chief. During the race, McQueen was able to replicate new moves he learned from the old timer. Thanks to them, he got the lead of the race, and with 1 lap to go, he was going to win the Piston Cup in his rookie season, until the antagonist of the movie, Chick Hicks, aggressively bumped the King's rear bumper, causing him to fly off the track and brutally crash. Surprisingly for everyone, McQueen stopped inches from the finish line, letting Chick Hicks win the Piston Cup. That was the moment we can see his development as a character when he went on to help the King finish his last race. Not winning the race, but the hearts of all fans, he was hit with an offer to replace the King. Again, for everyone's surprise, he rejected, saying he will continue to race under the Rust-eze brand because they were the ones who helped him when he needed it the most. Sadly, in 2009, Doc Hudson passed away. In tribute, the 2010 Piston Cup was renamed to Hudson Hornet Piston Cup, which McQueen won. Now makes him a 4-time Piston Cup winner, winning in 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2010. Later, he got invited to race in the World Grand Prix, hosted by the oil baron Miles Axelrod. Lightning McQueen lost the first race to Francesco Bernoulli due to a mistake made by Mater. Because of bad things that happened during the first race, the oil company all the racers used caught some doubts in its quality. For the second race, all the racers stopped using Alanol and switched back to regular fuel except McQueen. In an intense battle with Francesco till the finish line, McQueen was able to win the race. Finally, the whole mystery behind Alanol was discovered, and because of that, there was no winner for the final race. McQueen's domination continued to 2015, winning 3 more Piston Cups, now making him a 7-time Piston Cup winner alongside the King. The early part of the 2016 season was also going well for McQueen, managing to win 2 out of 3 races, even though he was the oldest on the grid. That all changed during the 4th race, when on the final lap, a rookie named Jackson Storm flew past McQueen. Jackson Storm was part of the newest generation racers with a big advantage, just like McQueen in 2006. At the end of the season, during the Los Angeles International Speedway, McQueen was one of the few old gen racers still racing, and due to pushing himself beyond his limits, he had a big shunt into the wall. Rusty and Dusty sold Rust-eze to a businessman called Sterling to help McQueen recover and get back into racing. At the Rust-eze Racing Center, McQueen met his personal trainer, Cruz Ramirez. Sterling gave McQueen an ultimatum. He must win the Florida 500 to keep racing, otherwise he'll have to retire. For the next 4 months, McQueen trained with Cruz and Doc Hudson's coach, Smokey. McQueen had to start last on the grid for the Florida 500, and due to his training, he made a really decent progress until he had to pit. Then instead of doing a regular pit stop, he told his pit crew to equip Cruz with tires and number, giving her a real shot to become a racer. Thanks to the training they both had, Cruz was able to snatch the victory at the last lap, pulling a move that only Doc Hudson was able to do. Even though McQueen said he will continue racing, he started mentoring Cruz, becoming her crew chief, and retired from racing. After some time, Lightning McQueen and Mater go on a road trip where all kinds of crazy stuff happened. Then at Mater's sister wedding, he met Cruz. The interesting thing is, McQueen doesn't know what Cruz has been up to in the off-season, so that can only mean he's not longer her crew chief, because part of crew chief's work is preparing his racer for the upcoming season. So, does this mean Lightning McQueen could make a comeback into racing in Cars 4?